Life isn't about finding meaning, it's about enduring it. One unsolicited opinion, one loud chore, one existential crisis at a time. If that's not comedy, well, then I guess that would be tolerance. It is such a beautiful concept, isn't it? The idea that we can all just get along until someone says the wrong thing and suddenly the moral torches and pitchforks come out. Have you noticed how we preach acceptance but live in a constant state of cancel first, ask questions later? It's like we've rebranded ancient mob justice for the digital age. Everyone's guilty until proven woke. And don't think you're immune. Tolerance isn't just a virtue anymore, it's a high-stakes performance. One wrong move, one awkward joke and you're out, like you've violated the sacred bylaws of human decency. Picture this, you're at a casual get-together, and someone asks, "What's your favorite movie?" You hesitate for a second too long. You know this is a trap. If you say something artsy, they'll think you're pretentious. If you say something basic, you're uncultured. So you throw out Shrek 2 hoping for laughs, only to be met with silence. You've just been silently cancelled. The thing is, it's not about big debates anymore, it's about everything. Pizza toppings, foam brands, whether or not you use Oxford commas. We've managed to turn opinions into moral battlegrounds. It's exhausting. And the more you try to play along, the less you feel like yourself. And it's not just pizza toppings, everything is a potential landmine. Milk first or cereal first? Vegan or carnivore? Are you still watching Friends or have you evolved as a human being? Tolerance these days feels less like a virtue and more like a game show challenge. How much can you endure before killing yourself? But here's the most absurd part. Half the time the outrage isn't even about the issue. It's about being seen as the right kind of person. We don't just want to win arguments, we want everyone to know we're the tolerant heroes of the story. Even if it means yelling over each other or even destroying careers in the process. Here's the thing. Humans are wired for social cooperation. It's how we survived the animal kingdom, tigers and bad weather. But evolution didn't prepare us for Twitter mobs or viral TikTok debates. No, like the first guy that got bit by a snake, you're making the same sacrifice for future generations. In capitalism, it loves this. Outrage keeps the clicks coming, the ads running, and the algorithms buzzing. Tolerance becomes less about connection and more about a performance. A show we put on for the crowd even if we're quietly seething inside. This is where Karl Popper enters the chat with his paradox of tolerance. Popper argued that if a society is endlessly tolerant, even if intolerant, it risks being destroyed by the very forces it accommodates. It's a chilling thought. By tolerating everything, you risk losing the foundations of tolerance itself. But what's the alternative? Total intolerance? That's not freedom, that's tyranny in a different outfit. Sartre would call this the ultimate act of bad faith, pretending you're free while blindly following the rules society sets for you. Real tolerance, he might say, is messy. It's not about agreeing with everyone, it's about knowing when to listen, when to push back, and when to walk away entirely. What is tolerance but the tempest that brews within the soul? An enduring struggle against the primal urge to lash out, to conquer, to annihilate the unfamiliar. It is a battle hard fought, a restraint forged through pain and exhaustion. Yet how often does this noble restraint falter, yielding to the intoxication of righteous fury? Behold the paradox of the age where the chimera of unity once seemed near. The cracks of discord grow ever wider. Voices rise not to understand but to dominate, each proclaiming itself the guardian of truth while drowning the quiet murmur of reason. What is this stage upon which we perform, where our virtues are paraded not for their merit, but for their spectacle? Tolerance is no tranquil virtue, but a ceaseless wrestle with the demons of pride and fear. To bear it is not to find peace, but to endure, perhaps to glimpse fleetingly the grandeur of a horizon, unmarred by the shadows we cast. It's absurd, really. We're all out here claiming to value diversity of thought while ruthlessly policing every opinion that doesn't align with our own. It's like we're playing some twisted game of Monopoly, where the goal isn't to win, but to make sure everyone else loses first. According to Karl Popper, the solution lies in what he called intolerant tolerance. A society that cherishes freedom and justice must refuse to tolerate the forces that seek to dismantle them. This doesn't mean silencing every dissenting voice, but drawing a firm line against those that sow hatred and destruction. True tolerance requires courage, the courage to defend the spaces where ideas can clash without violence, where respect for others doesn't demand surrendering your own principles. It is not a passive acceptance of all things, but an active stance, protecting what nurtures humanity, while standing firm against what erodes it.